Timmy Joe reviews anything.
Reviewing computer parts on YouTube.
That's
Woo! Gotta be pumped on that, right, Will? Computer parts! Woo!
Oh yeah.
Hi there, my name's Timmy Joe. I make videos about bear blasting on the internet, or maybe if you like wolves. This is how we thwart off the really crazy animals here in Canada. I make videos about computers on the internet, and today we're going to talk about a little bit of a pocket-sized computer. This is a cell phone. It's obviously not a real PC. I know you guys love your older PC, but I've had this long-standing series on the channel where I've been pinning the Galaxy S7 against several of the mainstream newer rivals and coming always to the conclusion that that was the smartphone to keep in your pocket for a long time because it was the best all-around machine. And there was newer ones, they're more expensive, they weren't doing some things as well. And I even tried this guy's little brother, the G6, and I did not like it. But here I am to tell you that I've made the switch. Come Boxing Day, I found this little baby on a deal, $0 here in Canada, and my contract was up, and I was like, bam! Let's make this happen. And I'm really happy I did, because it's a pretty nice phone. But I will preface that by saying it's hard to get excited about smartphones, because does this do anything, way beyond what the S7 Edge did? Is it that much better of a phone? Well, incrementally, a little bit, yeah. But, it's all subjective because they've just gotten so good, and unless you've got, a pretty, mid-range or low-end smartphone and you jump to one of these, you're not going to notice a big difference going from, an S7 or the G6 to the V30 or even the V20 to the V30 because everything's just so good these days. But if we're talking best all-around smartphone, this is definitely near the top, if not at the top of the list. I mean, it's beautiful. It looks like a piece of jewelry, and it just does everything very, very well. So I'm here to tell you all the things I like about it today and why I will be sporting it for quite some time while my contract is, fulfilled, and I believe I made the right choice. So first off, this thing has, a very large 6-inch screen on it in the footprint of my old S7 Edge's 5.5-inch footprint, because the bezels are gone. It's not, maybe as minimal as some of the other phones, but it's pretty much, the bezels are near gone. If you look up here, it's like, pretty crazy how they've gotten rid of them. And the screen is beautiful. It's AMOLED. It's some high ridiculous resolution at like an 18:9 aspect ratio or something weird. But I've had no problems with it, and it's just about as good. Just stay up there. As the S7 Edge's screen was, and Samsung makes some of the best screens. The LG G6 did not have as good a screen as the Samsung's. This finally does. It looks great, okay. Other things, battery life, I'm here to tell you right now, 35%. I didn't charge the sucker last night. I did not charge it. And in fact, I listened to white noise through this phone in like an MP3 player with headphones through the sleeping, like all night, and it's still at 35%. I did that kind of just to show how good the battery life is. I've been doing a bunch of stuff today with it, and it's still at 34%. That's awesome. Great battery life on it, huge battery. Same as the S7 Edge, had a very good battery life. The S8 and the Note, the batteries were kind of sacrificed because of the whole battery explosion thing. And I'm fairly certain maybe iPhones stand by for longer, but this will have a better battery life than an iPhone as long as you're using the damn thing. So that's a couple of really big boxes checked for me. I mean, it's got nice glass panels, and it's IP68 waterproof and dust resistant. It has a micro SD card slot, very nice battery, USB-C, so that's great. It's got a freaking headphone jack. And to boot, it has some sort of crazy DAC in it, some sort of hi-fi, you can put really good headphones with this thing, and it'll still work out. So there's a plus. You can't, bank on a phone having a headphone jack. There it is. These days. So it's checking everything so far. So there's a few things, maybe it doesn't do so great. I'll say the speaker on it's very lackluster, but it isn't any worse than the S7 Edge's was. But there are a lot better speakers out there these days, stereo speakers and stuff like that on cell phones, and this is just kind of meh. You know, that's a little bit of a tick against it. It has, you know, LG's proprietary version of Android on there. It doesn't even boot with an app drawer when you start it up. That's a big hit against it. You know, so it takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's Android. You can always switch it back, use, you know, a custom ROM, or not even a custom ROM, just a custom load screen, or, you know, put the Pixel 2 launcher on it, and away you go. It's like stock Android all over again, except for some of the menus and stuff like that. So nothing really wrong there. So big things I really like about it. Okay, I'm going to show you this. So it's locked. Okay, and if I want to change my music on my Spotify or my SiriusXM app, double tap. Oh, there's the option to hit play or next song. This is something that you kind of skip by in most phones because you just hit the fingerprint sensor. I love that that tap to wake function is there. And then, you know, if you do want to actually load right into the screen, it's, watch, put my finger on it now. Boom. It's that quick. It's a super quick fingerprint sensor, and it's in the perfect location. I never got used to it on the bottom of the screen on an iPhone or on the S7 Edge, and then the S8 has it up here where you can't even reach it, and you're relying on other weird means. That, you know, iPhone 10 doesn't even have a fingerprint sensor, you know, anymore really. So this thing, it's in the perfect spot, and it doesn't matter which orientation my index finger is on. As long as I tap it a little bit, it unlocks perfectly, and there's no need to add any other fingers to it because it's just always in the right spot. I really like that. So I bet you're wondering about the freaking cameras. That was a big problem I had with the G6. Cameras weren't so good. So let's look at here. You know, it's a nice phone, got like a Samsung-esque style LG website for it. They're really pushing the looks on it and whatever, but it doesn't even matter. You know, so here's some photos I took with this thing. Beautiful dynamic range. You know, and there's two lenses on here. This, I believe, is with the wide, getting just a crazy view of the parking lot at my work with this like clouds and sunset. I really liked this picture. It just really popped to me. And then here's you know, the wide inside, and it's a cool feature. You kind of gotta, you know, whatever. I wish the wide angle lens was on the forward facing camera. That would make a hell of a lot more sense. We'll look at a second. The forward facing is like lackluster quality, but you can kind of zoom out and get like a whole bunch of people in a selfie just by like using the volume keys as a shutter, because it's such a wide angle. You're not going to have a problem fitting everyone in there. And then here's the selfie camera. You know, it's not bad. It's not great. We're in a dimly lit ice shack here. There's my son, my friend's kissing a fish. It looks, you know, like there's a lot of processing done on this picture to make it look nice, the forward facing. So all in all, the cameras are a lot better than they have been in the past. Definitely, you know, had issues with the LG G6 not being up to snuff with the Galaxy. Even the Galaxy S6 Edge is what I was comparing it to then, and I ended up going with the S7 just to keep that Samsung camera quality, because I felt like they put the two lenses on the G6 and, you know, in the G5, and weren't really, you know, that was a gimmick that they thought they could pass off as a good camera, but they didn't fine-tune them enough. This, I could finally say, in auto mode, because there are a bunch of manual modes you can use for video. There's this like cinema zoom, that you can even use video in like a flat format. I don't care about any of that stuff. On my cell phone, I just want to be able to pick it up, turn it on, hit record, and have a good image, and that's what the Samsung was always good for. And pretty much mirrors that with a couple of extra fun things like that wide angle to get some really great shots in there. So, you know, you're going to ask, well, how much does this cost? Because that's a huge factor. And when you're talking about these smartphones, you're not talking cheap. All these things are expensive, okay? You're probably going to subsidize it somehow. But when you look on here, for this being the flagship LG phone, the high end of high end, it's actually between the S8 and the S8 Plus on the what's this, the AT&T website. So, you know, or Verizon, all of them are kind of, it's in that range. It's $799, and the S8 is $649.99, or sorry, $749.99, so it's $50 less. The S8 Plus, which would be more of a competitor for this, is $50 more, and then the Note is way more expensive, and the iPhone is way more expensive. So for this being the flagship LG phone, it's actually priced kind of mid-tier for the high-end smartphone, which is very, very nice. little icing on the cake. It does everything very, very well. Nothing extremely exceptionally well. But in the end, why did I switch? Well, it's the best all-around smartphone out there right now. High-end smartphone for the price, I would say. And you cannot go wrong with this beautiful situation, and there isn't one drawback I've found with it, where in doing reviews, because I had the S8, I had the Note, I had the iPhone 8, I had the G6, I could always nitpick something about it. I cannot find a thing to nitpick about this, and that's why it'll be in my pocket for the next little bit. So if you're thinking of switching, that'll be the reason why. I'm at Watch Timmy Joe, Instagram and Twitter. I normally make videos about computers here on the internet, so if you like old school, AMD and Intel and GPUs and older stuff and new stuff, hit the subscribe button. I do cell phones from time to time too, and other, kind of tech like that. But for now, we're going to stick with Bear Blasters. Or, wait, we'll set it to Cougar. And we're going to head out on that. So that was weird. I'm at Watch Timmy Joe, Instagram and Twitter. Hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks very much. And, LG didn't pay me to say it, but the V30 is one fucking awesome phone.